Welcome back. Let's now go away from politics. Let's talk sports. Tomorrow, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be up against Benin Republic in that very important qualifiers encounter. That's why we're being joined in the program by former chairman, Gombe State Football Association, and former chairman, Gombe United FC, Mr. Shoaib Gara Gombe. Joining us from Abuja studio, Mr. Gombe, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and thank you for having me once again.
I will start with perhaps a tough one, because there's a lot of pain in the country. Should we be hopeful?
No.
And why?
We shouldn't. Because we plan for it. We ask for it. And it has always been like this. We have been so notorious in failing to plan. And when the failure comes, then we start to look for excuses, like what happens in the Olympics recently. And I can tell you, another embarrassment is staring us on the face. You can see how we deliberately mismanage the appointment of being a coach. 2 weeks to a very important qualifiers, we don't have a coach. And now we are bringing a caretaker coach. Players are coming in from different directions. We don't know the pattern we are going to play. We don't know who is playing, who is not. We are thinking about psychologically, thinking about Benin Republic. We are thinking also about happening to other big football nations in the continent like ours, like Ghana. Ghana lost at home just yesterday, and we do not know what is going to happen. I have never seen this kind of situation where a day or a few days to qualify, Nigerians don't even know what is going to happen. We don't even know the direction. And we have turned to prayer warriors as usual. So it is really unfortunate. It's embarrassing. Our football, our sports in an autopilot. We do not know who is in charge. We do not know what is happening. And it's unfortunate. This is really a tragedy of a nation who once, at some point in time, 1985, won the first maiden edition of FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And by 35, 36, 37 years after, we are struggling to qualify for World Cup. It's unfortunate.
Well, Mr. Gombe, regardless, this didn't chance upon us. We knew that AFCON was coming up, and therefore we still have issues of late arrival of players to camp. There's also the concern of indiscipline. And are we supposed to expect, as a result of these issues, a comprehensive play of the team during this weekend qualifiers?
At any point in time, I can say in the last 2-3 years, when you see, or even beyond, when you see the Super Eagles doing anything good in the field of play or any competition, it's not because of our coaching. It's not because we have a program. No, it is the individual brilliance and capacity and ability of the players being professionals to put what they know on the field of play, and we get some results that are good, some results that are embarrassing. So therefore, I can tell you that when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That principle is what I can best describe our situation now. So if you see anything good out of tomorrow's match, I can tell you it's not because we have planned anything. I mean, I pity Austin Ibabon. I met him at the airport a few days ago in Lagos when he was on his way to Uyo. And I asked him this question, by chance meeting. I asked him, why is it that you are always being handed over a dead horse and they want them to wake it up? Or they always want you to come and clean the vomit, which we deliberately cause to ourselves? He said, yes, because he's an employer. He's been an employee, of the Nigerian football. So anytime he is called upon, he do it, because now when the results are bad, his records is being dented. Every time we mess up everything and we call him to come and take over. And that is just the situation that we have. Now we have listened to excuses that the botched appointment of the German coach was because of taxation, German tax laws. That is rubbish. Excuse my language. That is rubbish. This is not the first time we have employed a German. It's not the first time that we have employed foreign coaches. So why is the tax issue now? After all the waiting, the horse trading, the back and forth, the basic truth, which it will come out very soon, is about corruption. I read in one of the papers, very credible paper, I think the Nation newspaper reported some of these things. And I can tell you, the last coach we had, Joseph Acero, the agent that introduced him to Nigeria, who brought him to Nigeria, is a Nigerian. He lives there in Port Harcourt. He said Pasero failed to pay him the agreed amount of commission he is supposed to pay him as an agent. And when he confronted Pasero, Pasero told him that he cannot pay twice, that someone in the Federation of Nigerian Football is collecting $20,000 from his salary every month. How can he now come again and pay another agency? I'm on TV, the person is alive and is there. So it is just basically about corruption. Perhaps, allegedly, the same German coach now that refused to coach us 4 days after his appointment, he refused, he said he's not going to coach Nigeria. Perhaps it's because of the same scenario where someone may have asked to share his salary with him and he failed. And this is not the first time. There are antecedents in the past where coaches have been asked to share salaries with officials, and some who are also corrupt like us accept it, some don't accept it, and they leave. And this is the same situation that happened with this level.
Yeah,
yes.
The truth is that there's a lot. People have always called out the administrators of our football and our sports in general. You can go from football to other events. Look at what happened at the Olympics with medalless situation coming back, and we're still waiting for someone to be fired or heads to roll or someone to voluntarily fall on their sword, but nothing of such has happened. Nothing of such has happened because in this climb, it appears that people don't take responsibility. But we have a match on our hands. In less than 24 hours or so, or about that, or more than 24 hours from now, the Super Eagles will be on that field at the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium with the fate of Nigerians in their hands. Despite the disarray, they want to get something out. So if you were to be in a Guavan situation, and I feel for a Guavan to be very fair, I also felt for Finidi George because it was like the similar situation. What exactly will you be telling these boys? What can they do differently? Because it looks like it's no longer going to be a coach issue. It's going to be the boys motivating themselves.
Yes, like I said, people who could not, everything about football, our sport is wrong. And it's about leadership from the top. You just mentioned Olympics. There is no government that I know in all my years in sports in Nigeria, within the space of 2 years that I released the kind of money the present government under President Tinubu has released. Almost 24 billion in 2 years. Within 2 years, 24 billion, more than that. And nobody is asking anybody to account for that. Now, that aside, that's why I say it's about leadership. Now, from infrastructure to management to governance to anything you can think about in our sports is wrong. Now, if you look at it, before even the management, the issue of this foreign coach, they couldn't manage even the appointment of Amokachi as an assistant. They went to announce Amokachi as assistant to Finidi without consulting him, without agreeing on the terms. Amokachi pulled out. The same thing with Finidi. They appointed him, and after, he has to also pull out. So if people cannot manage our own Nigerians' employment, how do we expect them to successfully appoint a foreigner? Besides, now, what I can tell the players, if I really in charge, or rather, if I can see them today, what I can tell them, like you ask, is, look, you are first Nigerians before any other thing. Please put together, display your individual abilities as professionals, take your nation first, bring out your heart, and do your best for Nigeria. But not because anything is put together for an organized system where you can put a team. Those days, I and you knew that you can sit down today and give a list of 11 players that can start to play for Nigeria, and you can be sure of victory. But this just is no. You don't even know. Apart from the few, Osimehim and the rest of it, I saw some pictures. I think you are running there. I saw someone like Oni. I don't know for how long. Have they invited Awoni to play? I can also mean I have been reading on the social media which pattern Ibavon is going to use. Does he even know the players? This is technical director of the team, but he's not in charge. Those who are in charge are different, and these are undertakers, agents conniving with officials. Almost everyone there is an agent who wants to bring his own player to play. So it's unfortunate. I think Ibavon, as a matured former player and a coach, he will know what to tell them. But for me, I will tell them to be patriotic, to put Nigeria first and do their best as professionals, but not because there is any organizational system that can produce results.
I must thank you so much because at the end of the day, all of these things that are being said is quite a challenge for all of us because it's our country, it's our team, it's the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and we're very hopeful that by whatever magic or whatever fluke, I don't know what to say, we'll get out of this. But you made some strong allegations, and I hope that the authorities, the administrators themselves, will come out to defend themselves. Well, thank you so much, former Gombe FC chairman.
Let them come out. I'm here for them. Let them come out. These things are very clear. They are very audible to the deaf and also visible to the blind. What is going on in our sports, in our football? You did mention that after now nobody wants to resign. Nobody is being fired. Where does that happen? It's about leadership. The sports minister, he has to be called to order. He has not been doing his best. He is giving us a very bad leadership. He has brought down sports to our knees. He has brought down everything to his knees. Okay. Our football is at the zero level. It's at the base, at the ground level, zero.
All right.
So something has to be done, honestly. It is no longer something that everybody should keep quiet.
Well, at the end of the day, they will respond for themselves on these allegations. Schweib, Gara Gombe, former chairman, Gombe State Football Association, as well as former chairman, Gombe United FC. Thank you so much. We wish the Super Eagles the very best. And maybe we'll have you again to say, well, we were wrong. We got the numbers, but let's be hopeful. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you.